One of my favorite hobbies is making affordable decorations for my home. I find myself inspired by vintage artwork, neutral color palettes, and handmade decor that you can't just buy off a shelf. So I'm going to share 2 ideas for you to make for your home that are not only budget friendly, but will also take your space to the next level. So let's jump in. First, I took a trip to the local thrift store and gathered a bunch of different clothes. Look for clothes that have colors and patterns that fit the vibe you're going for. So for me, I love beige, light blues, rusty shades, olive green. That's the color palette my eyes are searching for every time I shop. And I came home with several beautiful fabrics that all fit together and fit my style as well. The next thing I did was look for some old pillows. Now, if you already have a lot of old pillows lying around your home that you're willing to part with, you can skip this step. But I don't have that many, and the main thing I needed was the stuffing inside. I looked over all the clothes I bought and decided what size pillow I wanted to make out of each. So for the bigger articles, I got a bigger pillow out of that. For the smaller ones, I made either smaller squares or small rectangles. And I just took a pair of scissors and made all my cuts. One tip here is to find a pillowcase you already have that you can lay on your fabric and just follow the guide. It'll make it easy to cut really straight lines and you'll save a lot of time measuring that way. I took my cuts to the sewing machine and put it all together. Instead of doing a zipper to close the pillowcases, I did a fold-over style close. That way I didn't have to add zippers or buttons or anything fancy like that. First, I cut a matching front and back for each pillow, and then I also cut an additional shorter rectangle piece for the flap. Then I hemmed the one long edge on that. I then sewed the opposite edge of the flap to the front piece. Then I sandwiched the flap in between the front and back pieces and sewed the 3 other sides together. Make sure to not sew the side you sewed the flap on. Once I flip it all right side out, you can see how you have a normal pillowcase plus that extra flap you can pull over to close it up. I did that with all my thrifted clothes, and here is the final product. Just a heads up, if you're liking this video so far, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to stay in the loop for more ideas to come. When I was at the thrift store, I also picked up these 3 frames. I love a good gold vintage frame. And I also found one that was just a simple light wood design. Now, one thing I didn't love was all the artwork inside these frames, so just look past that when you're looking for frames to buy. The first thing I did was take out the existing artwork. Don't be afraid of frames like this. I feel like a lot of people avoid buying frames that have the paper stapled to the back because it seems like they can't be taken apart. But all I did was use a craft knife to score the edges of the paper, then I just threw it away. I used a flat screwdriver and pliers to take out the staples, and that was it. The artwork came right out, and I put the glass in the frame off to the side. I bought a pack of acrylic paint off of Amazon and some cheap brushes from Walmart. I'm not picky at all about brand or acrylics or whatever. I just bought this because it was cheap and I had a good variety of colors. But if you're interested in the materials I used, they're all linked for you in the description box. I started by painting the entire piece of artwork white. Then I took a plastic paint tray and put a little bit of water on it to keep my acrylics from drying out. Acrylics dry really fast, so in order to not waste your paint, this is an important step. Landscapes are easiest to paint in my opinion, so I started with some light blue paint for the sky and added some gray mountains, dark green grass, sometimes adding a warmer tone in there. You can really do whatever you want. You don't have to try your hand at landscapes, but if you do, one thing I really like to do was just tap my widest brush across the page as I painted. No fancy techniques here. I just liked how it added some detail and it was kind of cute. Once all my paintings were dry, I cleaned the glass inserts, made sure I placed my paintings right side up, and stapled in the cardboard backing with a staple gun, making sure to hold the staple gun to the side of the frame and not straight down. If you staple straight down, you'll risk cracking the glass. I learned that the hard way. And here's how my thrifted frames turned out. first ever thrift flip video. I look forward to doing more of these as I share my tips and tricks with you to get the home decor you love without the expensive price tag. And I'd love to know, what are some of your favorite colors that you use when you decorate your home? Are you a neutral girl like me, or do you like bright and bold color palettes? Drop a comment down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.